What if I told you one of the greatest sports car brands in history started by designing a car for Adolf Hitler, built the most dominant race car ever created, almost went bankrupt in the 1990s, and then secretly tried to buy Volkswagen, but ended up being bought instead? This is not just the story of Porsche. This is the story of survival, speed, and some of the boldest moves in automotive history. Let's go back to the beginning. Porsche begins with one man, Ferdinand Porsche. In 1931, he founded his engineering office in Stuttgart, Germany. But here's something most people don't realize. Before Porsche made sports cars, Ferdinand Porsche designed the original Volkswagen Beetle, the people's car. After World War II, Ferdinand was imprisoned for war-related accusations. During that time, his son, Ferry Porsche, took control of the company, and Ferry made a decision that changed everything. In 1948, Ferry built the first car to wear the Porsche name, the Porsche 356. It was lightweight, rear engine, simple, fast. The philosophy was clear: lightweight construction, balance, and engineering purity. And people loved it. By the early 1950s, Porsche was already racing and winning, but the real icon was still coming. In 1964, Porsche introduced the car that would define the brand forever, the Porsche 911. Rear engine, flat six engine, that unmistakable silhouette. Here's the incredible part. The 911's core design philosophy has remained consistent for over 60 years. Very few cars in history can say that. While other brands constantly reinvent themselves, Porsche refined. That consistency built obsession-level loyalty. But Porsche wasn't just about road cars, they were about domination. In 1969, Porsche built one of the most intimidating race cars ever made, the Porsche 917. In turbocharged form, it produced up to 1,100 horsepower. It looked unstable. It was unstable. But in 1970 and 1971, it gave Porsche its first overall victories at the 24 Hours of Le Mans. Today, Porsche holds the record for the most overall wins at Le Mans, more than any other manufacturer. For Porsche, racing wasn't marketing, it was identity. Now here's the part many people don't know. In the early 1990s, Porsche was in serious trouble. Sales collapsed, the lineup was aging, the company was losing money. At one point, Porsche was producing fewer than 15,000 cars per year. It was dangerously close to collapse. So what saved them? A controversial decision. In 2002, Porsche launched its first SUV, the Porsche Cayenne. Purists were furious. How could a pure sports car company build an SUV? But the Cayenne sold, and it sold big. It generated the profits that funded the development of future 911 models, GT cars, and racing programs. Without the Cayenne, modern Porsche might not exist. And then Porsche attempted something even more shocking. In the mid-2000s, Porsche attempted to take over Volkswagen, the very company connected to its origins. At one point, Porsche controlled more than 70% of Volkswagen shares, but due to massive debt and financial pressures during the 2008 financial crisis, the plan backfired. In a dramatic twist, Volkswagen ended up taking control of Porsche instead. It was one of the boldest corporate gambles in automotive history. Fast forward to 2019, Porsche launched its first fully electric sports car, the Porsche Taycan, and instead of abandoning performance, they doubled down. The Taycan proved that electric could still feel like a Porsche. Precision, acceleration, emotion. From designing the Beetle, to building the 911, to dominating Le Mans, to nearly going bankrupt, to redefining performance in the electric age, Porsche isn't just a car brand, it's proof that evolution beats extinction. If you love cars that refuse to die, you already understand Porsche.